What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp. Welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have an amazing episode for you guys today. And the first thing I want to say is thank you so much for getting the channel to over 2,000 subscribers. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. And don't forget to subscribe. And you'll see our videos every single day on your homepage. So in this episode, we have a ton, and I mean a ton, of great setups to trade for this week. And we're going to have Tom start this episode by going over a couple of the plays that we alerted this past weekend that already popped, and it's only Monday.
Yeah, so in yesterday's video, Mike went ahead and called out Citigroup, which was C, for a nice continuation play to the upside. And we can see this morning in pre-market, they went ahead and opened up and had a nice gap up. And then they went ahead and gapped even higher and broke the highs. And this would have gave us the signal to get in right here, guys. And you can see that they ended up closing up 8% today. And that was a very good call out by Mike. And he even called out the 46 calls, which ended up popping over 286%. So that's a very nice pop today. All right, and the next one is LYFT. We can see they popped up over 7% today. Very nice continuation pattern. I even drew the high for you guys, and they popped right above it. And we called it out in Discord this morning as well, and they popped up over 7% right on open within 30 minutes. You could have made over 200% on a lot of those calls. And then the next one was going to be Boeing. And Mike, I'm going to let you transition into Boeing.
All right, so in terms of Boeing, so I just want to say this. Guys, we're not talking about a 2% move up. I called out C in the previous video, and Tom called out Lyft. These are 7 and 8% movers on huge stocks. There's a ton of opportunity. Over 200% gains in a couple hours. So keep that in mind. And for Boeing, so I called out Boeing in the last podcast. I called out the 120 puts, and we're going to head over to Boeing 120 puts real quick. And we could go to the weekly chart. Called out at $3 or $390, ran up and hit highs of $590 today. So that was a great call out. We also had Tesla. So Tesla, there are some things going on behind the scenes with Tesla. We're going to talk more about Tesla and their earnings report later in this episode. Tom had a great call out on Triple M. Up 4.5% today. Awesome call out for an easy continuation play. Me and Tom love trading continuation plays. It's very simple, and we call them out every single day in these podcasts. So we're pretty much giving them away for free too. And then Tom also had an amazing call out on X, up 6.7% today, and that's at the close. It ran up even higher during the day. So for some big news during the market this week, we have the FO. So Wednesday is going to be the biggest day in the market this week. We have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Pretty much, if you don't know what that is, it's the Federal Reserve gets together and announces what they see, what's going on in the economy right now and what they're going to do to adapt to these market conditions. They might cut interest rates. They might raise them. They might, do whatever. But that meeting is very important, and it does move the market a lot. And most of the time, it is live streamed on YouTube. And then we have the GDP growth rate also coming out on Wednesday. And then we have a lot of oil numbers coming out on Wednesday too. So Tom, if you want to pull up a Tesla chart real quick. So when Tom pulls this up, we could see Tesla had a pretty good day today in the market, up over 10%, but you could see how there was a dip in after hours. And guys, pretty much what happened is Tesla said it is canceling its plans to bring its workers back to its Fremont factory. So pretty much, it had a plan of bringing its workers back to continue to produce cars, but they canceled those plans. And Tesla earnings is in a couple days, so this could have a pretty big effect on Tesla earnings. What do you see out of this, Tom?
Yeah, I definitely think that this is going to have a huge effect because the outlook's just going to be more grim because they're going to have less time to produce the vehicles, obviously. And this is not even where they're producing their truck. So their truck factory is closed as well. And that's another good point to bring up. They did pop 10% today, but keep in mind that whenever earnings come around, it could definitely change the factor as well as this news that came out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, guys, there are a lot of stocks reporting earnings this week if you don't already know. Tom, do you want to highlight a couple of the biggest ones to watch out for this week?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the biggest ones are going to be AMD, which they make chips. They're another microchip company, just like Intel. So expect Intel to kind of follow AMD as well as Qualcomm. They all like to stay in the same sector as chip makers, but AMD's chart's setting up very nicely right now. We can see that they have a nice triangle going upwards. If I go ahead and get to my drawing tool here, we can see we can draw a nice triangle pattern here. How they
Yeah.
have and then they have the highs over here,
Yeah.
and it's just forming right between the triangle here. And we can see if it does break out and go up above like 58, 59 levels, then that would be the signal to me that AMD is going to go up. But obviously earnings is going to impact it so much that that's what's going to be the factor here. So if they do pop below this on earnings, I expect it to go down. If they pop up, I expect them to go up.
Yep.
And then another one's going to be 3M,
Yeah.
which I'm personally actually holding 140 shares of 3M long term. It's actually my biggest position in my account, and I really believe in them in the long term. But right now, their chart is obviously very strong. You can see how they have very nice stair step patterns up here, and that's exactly what you like to see. And just like we said in Sunday's video, they definitely broke above today and are up over 4%, and they could even go higher tomorrow, all the way up to like 160, 165. But just watch for them to break the high, because they went up so much today that you have to watch out for a lot of these stocks coming back tomorrow a little bit.
Right. And then we also had UPS, Caterpillar, Starbucks, iRobot, ExxonMobil, Facebook. Those are also some big earners or big market cap stocks to watch for the earnings releases this week. And with oil specifically, we have ExxonMobil, CVX, and BP. So I'm very curious to see how these companies report given this oil, craziness right now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so here's the thing with Tesla. Like I said, they canceled their plans to bring their workers back to the factory. Tom, how do you stand on your earnings prediction for Tesla? And earnings is very risky. It's very hard to predict this, but what do you see for Tesla earnings? And are you still staying with your bullish stance on Tesla?
No, I'm not. Really, I was just bullish on Tesla because of their technicals and because of everything going on their earnings. I'm not so much of bullish as I am of just kind of neutral. But with how much Tesla is priced and how high they are, up towards $800 a share, I definitely think that they could get priced lower, and analysts have them priced lower. So I think that they could definitely fall on earnings. And like you said, with the factory staying closed, that's going to impact them even more for the next quarter as well. So
Yeah, so pretty much your whole stand on Tesla was from a technical standpoint, and pretty much you were just kind of like riding the trend, pretty
yeah,
much.
definitely.
Yeah,
And the whole thing was just another continuation play
right.
for me. So I just saw this very nice kind of triangle forming on Tesla. And I just went ahead and said, if it breaks the highs, then I'm going to get in today. And you could just see how strong it was at open. So it was just a
Right.
perfect thing. So
Right. Yeah. So personally, guys, if you guys did not see the last podcast, I have a bearish outlook on Tesla for earnings. And guys, earnings is very risky, but the reason for that is, Tom, if you want to pull up a daily chart on Tesla,
yeah,
Tesla moves a lot on its earnings reports because the thing is, Tesla has the demand for their vehicles, but the problem is they have problems with producing enough vehicles to meet that demand, And given this whole coronavirus pandemic, their factory has been shut down for a while now, and they just canceled their plans to bring their workers back to continue to produce these vehicles, right? So from my opinion, that makes me think that, if these production levels strongly influence the stock price of Tesla, I think that would, this whole coronavirus pandemic would influence Tesla in a bearish way. So I'm going to stick with that. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on Tesla right now, but that's just my opinion. The main thing is manufacturing. You know what I mean? Tesla was doing pretty well. They had quite the Tesla's a volatile stock, to say the least. But this whole coronavirus situation, I think, impacted Tesla and kind of threw them off course. But we are going to go over a lot of momentum stocks for this week, guys, and a lot of the stocks that we highlighted earlier in this video that were 7, 8, 5% winners, they were all continuation plays. So we're going to go over the first here. Tom, I'll let you take the continuation plays.
Yeah, definitely. As far as the continuations go, I would go ahead and look at KSS. Let's go ahead and pull up KSS. You can see they went ahead and popped over 17% today, and they're priced very low at $18.60, which means that you can get those very high percentage gains compared to a lot of other stocks. And they have a lot of room to move. Like you can see, they can go from 1860 all the way up to 25 even. And that's a very high percentage, almost like 30 to 40%. And that's a very quick thing if they do that very quickly. So
yeah. And guys, just want to give you guys a brief recap. Continuation plays. Hey, KSS is up 18% today. If tomorrow it breaks the high of today, which is $18.64, then we are bullish on it. If it doesn't break that high, we don't play it. We're only playing it if it breaks that high, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, and then the next one is Tesla, of course. They were up over 10% today. And of course, if they break their high tomorrow, obviously we'll still play them to the upside, even with the bad news, because even with bad news, guys, stocks still go crazy, especially ones like Tesla with high volume. And you have to realize Tesla is the most shorted stock on the stock market, or at least it used to be. So keep that in mind as well, because that's a lot of volume coming in. And if shorts are closing their positions, that means that that's a lot of volume coming in. And that's volume to the upside, because that means that they're buying that. So
right, yeah. So what Tom's trying to say is, look at since Tesla is such a heavily shorted stock, if it starts going up so much, what happens is called a short squeeze, where pretty much short sellers are losing so much money where they're forced to buy Tesla stock back up, which makes it go up even higher. So yeah. So the next one is Lyft. So Tom, if you want to pull this up on a daily chart, you called this out in last podcast before this 8% move, but Lyft can keep going up. So if it breaks the high for today, it's another possible trade, and they had a lot of volume too. So Lyft, LEG is a good one. Even Snapchat, So if we look at
Snapchat's huge. Snapchat's setup right now is so strong, and if they break their high, not of today per se, but of a couple days ago of about 17.20, they could really fly up very easily up to 18, even $20 levels. So I think that Snapchat's a very good thing to go after, especially considering more people are on their phones right now, and then that's more ad revenue coming in, as I said last video as well.
Yep. So Snapchat, and then guys, I am pretty bullish on the financial industry. I like stocks like Bank of America right now. I really like Citigroup. I like
I'm actually holding 200 shares of Bank of America right now.
Good. Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs. I'm pretty bullish on all of these positions right now. They really haven't rebounded as much as other sectors have with the whole rebound of the past couple of weeks. But also they're just at a good price right now. I like Citigroup, and here's the thing. I'm not holding this for the long term. I just have some call options on it that expire in a couple months. Pretty much I'm risking, like, just to break it down, I'm risking like $100 to make about $400 to $500. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to learn more about the specific options I am trading, you can do that by clicking the link in the description down below called the Stocked Up Options Alerts. Pretty much you get all the trades that I'm trading. It's our stat modeling strategy. You can click the link down in the description down below to learn more information about that. And for the unusual options activity for today, there was nothing huge. There were no huge plays. So there's nothing to really watch out for that. But we are going to get into the questions on the last video. So let me take a look. Let's take a look at these questions. So Sean said, I like the bullish flag and simple break over the high scanning part. Seems very good. So I just want to say thank you, Greg, Jeffrey, Sean, for all your comments. Isaacson said, are you checking out shipping stocks like NAT with the oil glut? Would be interesting to hear your take on that sector.
Oh no, are the shippers going up again like tops?
I didn't see them going up. Take a look at NAT. I haven't.
NAT.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Yeah. 20.
That's a very strong setup.
Yeah. Let's take a look on a daily chart.
Yeah. Go back 6 months here.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I mean,
almost so high now that I wouldn't trade it, but
yeah, that's
maybe I
like,
would have traded it like, as a breakout from Sunday. I might have traded it this morning, but
yeah. At
maybe
this
something like
point,
that.
it's. I think we're too late to the party. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
might
I think so
keep
too.
going up, but I think we're too late. So thank you for the comment, though. Direct, thank you for your comment. Morrow, thank you for your comment. Uh, Mr. Galt, so he goes, can you go over the risk reward scenario for a trade? Um, so credit spreads will be alerted in the stat modeling channel, but they have not been in play right now. But Tom, do you want to give like an example for like a risk reward setup that you would do?
Yeah, Galt. Let me go ahead and give you one on AT&T right here. So, for example, if I was gonna like trade, let's just say AT&T, and let's just say I got an option that expires this Friday, and I paid $50 a share for it, or $50 per contract. And then let's say that I want to go ahead and make $150 on this trade, or I'll sell once it hits $150. That means I would go ahead and make, what is that, 300% on that trade. So it would be like a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio going
Wait, so
from.
what were the numbers again, Tom?
So it would be $50 for the contract, and then you sell for $250. So you'd have a 5-to-1 risk reward, because
Yeah,
if you take your 50 times 5, you get 250, which
yeah,
is how much you want to sell for, and you're risking 50.
yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
5-to-1 risk reward
Yeah,
ratio,
five
and
to one
that's
risk
how you get it.
reward, 400% max profit if the profit does hit. So, yeah, but 5 to 1 risk reward. So pretty much what that means is, like Tom said, it's pretty simple. But if you buy something at $50, um, you would first you have to determine your numbers. Like 5 to 1 might be a little too high, but it just depends on the trade. Like if you're trading a volatile stock like Tesla, a 5 to 1 risk reward setup would be good. But if you're trading like a slower mover like Walmart, then you wouldn't want like a 5 to 1. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and
Tom,
sometimes even like a 1.5-to-1 is even viable a lot of times. So
yeah, so pretty much, whatever strategy you're trading, you at least like at the bare minimum want a 1 to 1 risk reward ratio. Generally, you always want to have like some sort of skew in there. So like risk $50 to make like 60, or risk 50 to make like 100. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that's just kind of how it works. A lot of it depends on the trade. If you're going to take a riskier trade, you should have a risky or a greater reward payout. Thank you, Joe, for the comment. What are your thoughts on TLT with fears of deflation looming? So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I've been doing a lot of research with TLT, LQD, HYG. These are all bond ETFs. I'm still doing a lot of research on them. I do like LQD for a short. I think it's very overvalued. I'm not going to get into anything too specific right now, but today is April 27th, 2020, and I'm calling it right now. I'm nothing's guaranteed or anything, but I do feel especially bearish on LQD. I'm going to make a video more dedicated to this. I'm not going to get into the bond market right now, or we'll be sitting here all night, Tom. So,
yeah.
Joe, that's a great question. I'm going to talk more about the bond market in a couple videos, okay? Gio, thank you for your comments. I haven't seen you in pretty much every comment with a lot of you guys, especially Joe, Hunter, Han. There's so many of you guys I can't even name them all. Elijah. So let me see. Hunter said, so Hunter was talking about his breakout pattern, which he called out in the Discord. So yeah, pretty much Hunter has a good trading strategy. It's kind of similar to what me and Tom do with continuation plays. Thank you for the endless comments. Ham said this week is going to be good. Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah. We have a lot of momentum. We have a lot of great plays in this video even. Thank you, Fortley, for the comment. Elijah said, after buying your cloud algorithm, I have to say thank you. It's a big help. I'm now up on all 4 of my spreads today, up on V, Lulu, Netflix, and SPY. It's like having stocked up next to me and double checking my math. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, guys, if you guys want to learn more about our pretty much like stock predictor tool, it's also in the link down below. So you guys can learn more about it there. Pretty much, Raphael said, thank you for sharing wisdom, subbed and joined the Discord channel. Thank you for your comment. Don't forget to subscribe, everyone. Ken said, nice intro. John, thanks, guys. Absolutely. Thank you, John. You've been around here for a long time. We'd love to see your support. And, it helps the channel grow so much by you leaving a comment. So I just want to say thank you so much, John. G said, thanks, guys. What program do you use for charts? Nice video. Both me and Tom use Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. Personally, I love Thinkorswim. Very, very helpful tools, a lot of different things you could add. It's very customizable. What do you have to say about Thinkorswim, Tom?
Yeah, they're definitely my favorite software to use. The only things that are better are things like Lightspeed Trading or things like Interactive Brokers, where I believe they have higher account minimums. Obviously, with TD Ameritrade, you don't even have to have an account to get their charts. So you guys can get them for free. Just go to tdameritrade.com and just make a free account. You will get stuck with delayed data. If you see at the top left of my screen up here, it says real-time data. You will get stuck with this if you're using a free account. So just go ahead and call them, and they will change it over to real time instead of delayed for you. So
yeah. I think that just about recaps everything. Tom, did you have any last minute stocks, options, anything else to watch for the market tomorrow and this next week?
no, I think that covers it. But I really appreciate the comments, guys. And why don't you go ahead and let us know what you guys think Tesla's going to do tomorrow with all the bad news coming out? So
For sure, yeah. So guys, I just want to say thank you everyone who comments and subscribes. Do not forget to subscribe. The channel just passed 2,000 subscribers. I remember when I first started the channel, we definitely weren't getting as many views as we're getting now. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for commenting and subscribing. The channel has been exploding lately, and let us know any of your questions in the comments down below. But other than that, thank you guys for watching.